could be worse.
Not that bad.
Film this.
Welcome back to another episode of Seen It All Before. Back with the long-awaited Season 3, Episode 1 of the hit show From. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this episode yet, what are you doing here? Go and watch it and come back. My opinion, they're opening with a cracker. They're setting the stakes high. What are your thoughts, apart from the nightmare that is trying to watch this show if you're not in the US?
I think it's brilliant. I actually really enjoyed it. I was worried that they take far too long in between seasons like they did last time, but it seems to have released it fairly quickly as well, which definitely helps.
Yeah, Ethan's in his mid-teens at this point.
Ethan's Harry Potter age. He's going to get his letter any second now. I mean,
Carlos, that's great. How old are you?
I'm 12.
We're like 1,200.
Check my birth certificate. He's legit.
I do love that to make him younger, they're just giving him oversized clothes. He's just wearing comically big jackets instead to make him look like he's still
have
six.
acne by the next episode, for God's sake.
He's got a beard.
Oh, no, honestly, I think it's been brilliant. What a start. It feels super continuous from the last episode. It's like we never stopped. It just continues on.
Sometimes last season and sometimes in other shows, you kind of get into plot points and you go, I don't really care about that plot point. Every plot point in this so far, I'm like, oh, I want to know what happens in that bit. I want to know what happens to the food and everything like that. A little unsure when she wakes up why she immediately wants to leave, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she doesn't ask a few more questions.
Why?
If you now think that you're back in the real world, where's she getting the food from? She's got no money, surely.
Oh, well, she's only been out for a day, and the first thing she did was go to a vintage shop, which, to be fair to her, times are tough. I understand thrifting, but, in the situation, probably could have been a better place to go than
Where to Gary V?
Yeah,
you got to hustle.
She was there. First thing she did was go from $0 to $100. She went straight to a vintage shop looking to resell vintage clothing.
That's called hustle. That's called grind. That's why we wake up in the
This
morning.
is exactly how Gary V started out.
I'm not just trying to buy the Porsche. I want to buy the Porsche fucking company.
No, I don't get it. But anyway, she went to a Catholic church. Kind of understand it considering her background. But then she was like, I don't know why I came here, but it wasn't for God. What do you think it was? A birthday party? I mean, it was a confessional.
He's sitting there confused as all fuck. I'm just like, what are you talking about? You sound insane right now.
I suppose that is the big reveal, though, isn't it? Is that Victor is from Maine, so where the town is might just be Maine in the 70s. Yeah, I want to know what happens. I feel like she's in the real world. If she can call her mum and she can go see Victor's dad, then she must be in the real world. But then that begs the question of,
she must be in the real world, yeah.
Dad spared? I mean, it's obvious what's going to happen next, right? Surely it's going to be, he's like, oh yeah, my son went missing. He was living with my wife at the time. And they're, so they're not in Maine.
Not to give it away, but I mean, you see in the trailer that he shows her the children. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're here for these. And it's like he's got paintings of the children downstairs.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the food issue is definitely a next level thing. It's got to be do you know how the roots of the trees are underneath the entire town? It's got to be the roots are poisoned.
They're poisoning it. Yeah, but then you see the grass and everything growing around it.
It's winter now, so the grass will be dying anyway.
Yeah, you think you'd have them at least out foraging, right?
Foraging?
You would have them out foraging
guys, you need to be foraging.
You've got
for
100
berries.
people up at the bake house and they're doing nothing. Get them out.
But
get them out into the woods.
Now, I wrote this down during my. I didn't write many notes this episode because it was so good. But one note I did put was the inevitable downfall of Hippie House will be the number of bathrooms.
I completely agree, but I also want to highlight something else. There's working plumbing. Where does the shit go?
Oh, well, they probably have one of those tanks.
Where from?
It's an old house. It must have one of those tanks, in the garden somewhere.
It's from like the 70s. Like how are they working Where's the sewage going?
Yeah, to the tank.
The tank needs emptying eventually.
Yeah, that's a good point, really.
Well, it's just been 70 years of just filling up? Or is this like the electricity all over again?
It's probably going to that lake behind the house, isn't it?
Or the one they all jumped in before.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So anyway.
Ooh, one go in there.
Oh, boys.
So grim. Yeah, I'd be surprised, she's banging on the door saying, let me in. I was like, why wouldn't you go outside? And then I had the thought, I was like, wait, is there working plumbing? Where's the water coming from?
There's got to be more than one bathroom, though. Yeah, and also, how long have you been in this survival, scenario? You got to learn to pee outside.
But then the question's where are they getting the water from?
Yeah,
It can't be from the lake again, surely.
the lake.
They can't be using the sewage and the lake. They can't be doing both. Where's it
Yeah,
going?
the cholera would be off the charts. Yeah,
Never mind the monsters. It's a cholera epidemic. They're all dead.
yeah, it's a
The
good
monsters
point.
just walk in.
Yeah, let alone the
Oh God!
electricity
Oh
problem.
Jesus!
Where's the water from?
The monsters. Oh my God! Have you seen what's it? Oh, they're all dead.
Right, and this brings us to the most important point. Why do they not play offense?
Too much defense.
It is. I actually agree with that, though. It is. It's defense,
Yeah,
defense,
100% do.
defense.
I mean, you can only defend for so long. You have to attack eventually. And it's like they proved they could kill one. But
Absolutely.
why are they not capitalizing? Did they think the monsters were just going to sit back and like see that one of their own has just been attacked after toying them with them for so long that they're just going to be like, okay, that's fine. No, of course they're going to go on the attack.
Exactly. I mean, just a complete lack of strategy, I have to say. But it's almost like they're trying to trick them into thinking certain things will only work, and trick us as the audience. And in reality, the monsters basically do whatever will make them scared the most.
We also see that when Jade is bringing the cow along, the cow gets his throat ripped out, which means that at any point they could have just killed all of the animals.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the thing. That's why they left the barn like unlocked, because they thought, oh yeah, they don't ever eat the animals, so it's fine. They talk about becoming like taking it for granted.
If someone's going to hurt them, what do we hit? We hit their food supply. We hit their food and their water or their shelter. It's like, it's the three things as a human you need. And they're just not protecting any of them. But they're protecting the shelter.
Yeah,
Well, they're not
just
protecting the food
about.
or the water. But we don't know how the water works, to be fair. I don't think the monsters know either. And just starve everyone to death. That means the point of it is not just to kill them. The point of it must be psychological torture or something along those lines.
Well,
Otherwise,
definitely.
they just kill all the animals, starve them all to death,
Yeah,
and restart
absolutely.
everything.
It's definitely not a what's it like last man standing. It's nothing to do with that. It's definitely more of a psychological game.
Why does every time Kenny leaves, one of his family is sacrificed?
Well,
Just seems like his closest Boyd is kind of targeted by the monsters. And I don't know.
yeah,
Don't know.
yeah, I
Maybe
get that.
maybe if you want to survive in this place, you just distance yourself from Boyd. Well, you just stay over there and please don't talk to me because then I should become a target. And please don't do that. They're clearly watching us. They're clearly watching how we interact with each other. Please don't talk to me.
There's honestly something going on though, isn't there? Like Boyd's, there's something about him. He's not just the main character, but the monsters are either really pissed off because he killed one of them. They recognize that he's kind of like the de facto leader, or maybe they actually can't kill him because of the blood thing, and they are scared to actually kill him.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, he is one of the first ones that found Kelly last season, though, with the rod through her head. Similar to Kenny's mum just there. That wasn't to kill her. That was psychological torture on the ones who found her.
Absolutely.
That one last season, they weren't there to witness it. But this one here, they're there to witness it. So I wonder if it's even the case of like they don't actually have to be there to feel the benefit of what they're doing. If you see the cobwebs, you're going in the right direction. Do you think the land's possibly moving around them? So they might have gone the exact same way as Boyd, but because the land has shifted around them, that they don't see the cobwebs anymore?
Oh, absolutely. Did you ever watch the film like The Maze Runner? It reminds me a bit of that.
Yeah.
You know, where the maze changes it, like probably in a pattern or a rotation.
Yeah, like a puzzle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think it's a maze and it's moving a bit like Maze Runner, and it's going to become a bit like Maze Runner where they sort of send people out into the, the woods until they get used to the maze.
It has been a couple of films like that. Like every hour, walls get
Yeah, like Hunger
moved
Games
or like
as
shoved
well.
backwards,
I
or
think the second Hunger Games.
yeah, Alien versus Predator.
Oh yeah, great one. Great
When they're
shout.
in the pyramid and everything moves around.
Great shout, yeah.
Possibly like that.
Yeah,
I mean, essentially, you have the aliens running around trying to kill everyone,
it's exactly
but
that.
but it's actually a massive hunt for an even more predatory species, and the humans are just there caught up in the mix.
You love the idea that it's gonna be Predator in the end. You've not This is not the
It's
first
going to be
time you've
Predator.
mentioned this.
This is yeah, it's a predator. There's three of them. They've dropped. They're hunting the monsters.
And then Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's a classic. It's a classic. It's going to be a classic. Yeah.
And just take down a couple of
You
them.
son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
The old clasp arms. They've just got massive biceps.
Him and Rambo have been there the whole time, just in camouflage in the woods, watching
It's just covered in mud. You can't see him because he's like blending in with the trees.
watching the whole thing happen. Occasionally making eye
It's
contact
just
with
like,
Victor. So what do you reckon's going to happen with next episode then? Let's hear it.
So next episode, I think Tabby finds the children pictures that we saw in the trailer. Obviously, kind of a giveaway, that one.
Nice.
She finds a bit more of the connections between this world and that world, whether it's the same world, pocket dimension, who knows?
I would love for it to turn out that she's, I was half expecting it throughout the whole episode for someone to say something really weird, like Truman Show style, and her to realize it's not the real world, but no one did. So,
No, if anything, they were really concerned.
yeah, they were just like, mate, you're
Kind of jarring. Kind of jarring.
I kind of expect one to be like, know too much. It seems to be pretty legit. She genuinely has escaped, which means the boy might have pushed her out just because she was getting too close to the source of the game or something.
He said this is the only way when he pushed her out. So
Is that one person
maybe
escaped?
he's there to help. It's hard to know. It's hard to know if they're like what's a red herring and what's not.
Yeah, unless her job is just to tell the world that this thing's happening, and that's going to be her job. A bit like Westworld,
To a place that they can't get to.
Yeah, there's nowhere the US military can't get to. They proved that with Bin Laden, and
A group of Navy SEAls just being flown in.
there is no place the Navy SEAL
Monsters'
could not
heads just
infiltrate.
exploding left, right, and center as a Tomahawk cruise missile
You
impacts.
just imagine they're in front, and all of a sudden, loads of US military helicopters come over.
It's not even that. The monsters are like, yeah, you haven't seen torture, and then it's just like, you haven't seen a Gatling gun.
You haven't seen an Apache helicopter done by a US pilot.
The food situation. I get them out foraging. That's what I say.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to.
Get them out there.
I think they're going to have to be a bit more nomadic. I think they are going to have to start moving out. All of them. They're all going to become campers.
Apart from what they're doing up at Hippie House, practicing communism. Sick of it. Get them out working. Get them out. If I have to watch any more of that goddamn communism, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Practicing communism.
Capitalists would already have got out of there.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. The biggest disappointment in the show is a lack of commercial knowledge.
Where is the minimum wage?
There would be no rations, no need for that, if someone was there controlling the food supply chain and someone had set up a good
You
fry
wouldn't
shop.
have to worry about food. McDonald's would have already opened. Go on, what are some of your predictions?
I think I agree with all of yours, to be honest. I think you've gone very safe. I think next episode will be quieter because they did such a big one with the monsters this one. So I think next episode will all be them prepping in some way, recovering, losing control of the the people. The people will start kicking off, and I think people will split off into groups. Like Hippie House will say, "Oh, we're not going out. We're just going to replant stuff all over the town or something." Or they might find a new field or something. Hopefully someone goes out and finds like a new place to settle. I think that's quite likely.
What, you mean someone actually do something? Whoa. Slow down,
We
buddy.
know if we want to.
Someone actually do
One of the
something
main
from
characters.
Hippie House. You calm down there. I do love how like something goes wrong and their immediate reaction is to, you know what's going to make this situation better? If I just start rioting, maybe I light a couple houses on fire. I think that's going to make the situation
I'm
better.
killing the goat.
Not even to eat it, just out of spite. I'm just going to shoot it.
He
Fuck it.
survived with no food for quite a while. And he's like, no, I'm killing the goat.
I'm going to egg the police station. Why? Why?
They are morons, really.
15% chance that everyone devolves into cannibalism, which would be very interesting.
I am surprised. Yeah, no one's brought it up yet. It's kind of like the elephant in the room, isn't it?
Everyone looking at each other going, it's gonna be like an island. It's just like
Quiet episode.
it's just like coconuts and like, where'd you get the meat from? Weren't there like 60 of you to begin with? No. Anyway, that's all we have time for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out our reaction to the season 3 trailer. Peace.